plays some of the slightly more quirky stuff. He seems to be more effective, but I do want to see Revenge getting another chance on Gwen, see if he can make a big impact in this top lane today.
All right, both of the drafts completed, and also the knowledge he brings as Shaden attempts to make the play. Both of the junglers down on bot side, Shaden knocked away. Space created as Ayla ventures forward and attempts to hit with the Q, so more chunking down onto Tactical, who's running a bit low on mana. Same can be said for Unforgiven.
Tough to say whether that could have been a kill if Shaden was able to stop the headbutt with his Poppy, but they're going for more.
Multi-stun into the back, Tactical flashes, but cannot escape the Ignite and more. Shaden drawing first blood in his first game here in the LCS.
Yeah, and I think that was just Immortals getting pretty greedy. They were already down in resources, and Ayla was able to just re-engage in basically an eye contact 3v3. Really, Immortals wanted to get that wave in, but they just did not have the horsepower to get it done.
The horsepower.
You're kidding me.
As
Come on, Ayla.
The horse had a bit too much power in the forward movement there. Dragon of the game. The evil geniuses don't seem shaken by it.
No, they don't. At the time, Shaden was top of the map anyway. JoJo's still looking to at least...
Conspiracy theorist in me says, oh, buddies coming together. Want to make sure they have a good time on both sides in the early game. Lots of evil geniuses presence over on this top side, though. We know that Rift Herald was previously picked up by Shaden from that objective trade for that dragon on the bot side. So temporarily standing the ground here on top, but Solo now caught between Shaden and Revenge, knocked up once more. Needlework puts the finishing touches, how he can bring some of his power to effect.
You gotta watch this
and he
dragon,
doesn't have teleport to come into this dragon, so Revenge is just walking down for evil geniuses looking to attempt to contest. Teleport now by Solo looking to sandwich. There's the Feather Storm from Unforgiven. Solo's made his way to the party. Stun up on one means Kenby's already gone down. Some focus on the dragon still as Solo into the back of the pit takes out Ayla. It's the support for the jungler, and with no jungler for Immortals, evil geniuses take the dragon. Bold lead at that, and yes, splitting the dragons between the two, Shaden and Ayla. Using the speed boost to remain in pursuit of Kenby. Already popped the shield, so now bringing down the paranoia to try and give an advantage their way. Flashed away from Poppy as Shaden eliminated by Immortals. And the evil geniuses, JoJo, Unforgiven, and Ayla wrapping through the river to get the charm to lock down Treats. And now
watching the way this happens, it doesn't look like a good start. Normally when you're using Nocturnal as the other team is engaging on you, there's no darkness effect because they're going to be able to see you anyway. But Balulu actually gets JoJo a solo kill.
Teleport follow-up by Revenge. Needlework activated already. Balulu won't be able to survive the damage despite the stun. So 1-for-1 traded on the top side. Can be in the vicinity, but multiple members of Evil Geniuses will keep him at bay. And now returning over towards the Rift Herald with no mid lane threat.
Solo bolo for Balulu right there. I'd have to see, he might have teleported in, or JoJo was just being a little too greedy on the wave. 10 gold on the bottom side. So I think overall this is kind of what we talked about.
Team as a threat when JoJo is under fire, when they can't find those advantages elsewhere. And now Evil Geniuses creating another advantage for themselves on the map as they immediately drop this Rift Herald across mid. One of the most important turrets to break open in the game.
Yeah, really nice for them to be able to get this, especially if they can get another crash. Fight time!
Paranoia dropped in again. Another crash from that Rift Herald achieved. And even blinded Evil Genius is trying to back off from the damage. Balulu still under the guise of the tower, and Ayla popping on forward, but can't find the...
Test this one because of the previous fight, but they also are going to be able to get control of the Baron area, and they shred this if they decide to go for it. So Unforgiven with Nabori Quick Blades can just spam all his spells on this Baron. So if Immortals does not respond to this, it could be a Baron. If they do, we could see an Ayla flank. He loves to do this.
And the rotation coming through from Immortals. Ayla looking for the angle, and downtown Kenby has arrived, but not for long. Evil Geniuses punishing the dive here. No need to connect with the Keeper's Verdict just yet. Shaden moving on forward to target Tactical. Has to pop the Killer Instinct. And now even with the speed, Treats wants to keep him safe, but cannot do so.
Oh my God.
Evil Geniuses venturing forward and pressuring across mid as well as Unforgiven finishes off the turret. A double kill here for JoJo.
It's one dragon to one. It's like a 2,000 to 3,000 gold game. Let's prep for this big fight.
Yeah, as you were saying, it went from maybe a couple K ahead for Evil Geniuses to now over 8,000. That additional pressure.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of seeing how clean EG can be with this push, because Nocturne ults kill flankers when you try and 4-1. That's what Kempi wants to do to JoJo, but JoJo has 2 charges of his ult left,
Yep,
and they're still going to try.
Wrap around, JoJo has to flash away, stuns up, goes into stasis, and Immortals are just waiting around to hit that final shot, and it's taken by Soul. We're able to grab one of the earlier ones to break up that stacking by Immortals, so it's just Soul point for IMT in that case. Keeper's Verdict now used to just punt one right in the center of them all. Revenge, flash already taken, watch pops, and tactical.
Yeah, no contest should come from Immortals. I think they're doing the correct thing from behind here. Jayla's gonna get a flank. EG wants to fight this.
And Solo is on watchful duty. There's the teleport coming in from Revenge, as well as Solo here to match. Paranoia drawn, can be going into the back line. But here, Unforgiven still stands strong, uses the Featherstorm. Balulu taking out Jojo Piondo. Needlework slicing through Balulu for the return. Double.
Everything they had, and Revenge has actually been the late game fight.
Unforgiven did pop off there though, and I think that time also waiting on using that Featherstorm kept him in it for a bit longer. But now we get another fight, another teleport coming this time from Jojo. But Solo already marked low. Unforgiven picking up the kill credit this time. Treats the next to fall, putting that into the mouth of Jojo, who's feeling oh so fed at this point as Evil Geniuses bring this Red Bull Baron buff down towards the bot lane and take a turret for it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Immortals should not be fighting outside of their base, but EG is able to get the 2 kills. This will allow them to, at the very least...
1,000 gold lead now for Evil Geniuses, and we saw how potent that previous Baron buff was. We'll see if they can put themselves in game-ending territory with this one, focusing down that mid inhibitor to draw the...
As the Veigar, and I do think it's a good time if he gets away.
Time to focus here onto Revenge.
He can just kill them both.
Tactical right on top of him. He's saying, yes, please come into the sight of my scissors. But Solo and Treat's ready to pop off.
9th place in the league, so it's an easier situation. For me, I think he played fine. When I'm thinking about the way he played the early game, it looked like he was getting microed around a little bit, but he didn't make any big mistakes, and he was able to support the rest of the team as they try and close the game right here.
Joining the onslaught of Evil Geniuses, encroach upon Immortals territory, double root from Unforgiven, and the knock-up here to follow. Tactical's back from the base to see if he can take someone down with him, but after shading goes golden, there's not much of a target. Another watch popped here as Revenge with the Zonias is feeling good and protected. Evil Geniuses bouncing back from a 4-game loss streak, sticking it to Immortals to kick off this first week.
EG breaks the streak. Shaden gets his first LCS win.
And that's Vi.
That's the Vi. Time to fight. I mean, Team Liquid does always like to fight. The biggest surprise is that they have this little Victor running around in the mid lane. We haven't really seen much Victor.
In any of the solo skirmishes up top, could be a dicey one. APA now in some trouble though, with River and Gory. Howled Mist drawn down, flash for flash.
Wow.
APA, the subject of first blood drawn from River.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this is gonna be a hard week for APA. You know, I feel like people have kind of figured out that he's not probably the best at soaking up pressure like this, and oh man, it looks like they're gonna just do it to him again.
He has no flash. Huhi's here as well. If he goes for this wave, he's just dead.
He loves unlocking himself from lane as soon as he can, and now may be the time, flashing on forward with River by his side. APA locked down by the crash down. The burn is good.
His first 2 kills hasn't been that effective, and also wasn't able to like bail out Licorice in this top lane that much. Unless Licorice finds the right window to all in.
Pop the Moonlight Vigil, sets up some damage, and the heal for the speed up. Both summoners used by Core JJ cannot land the death sentence on the re-engage. Oh, wow, Gory falling into some trouble across mid.
Oh, that's huge.
Dash away from Pioshik, but followed up by River. Looking to get another hit with the Q, and it's good. River.
But, I mean, TL is definitely in a pretty good spot right now, too.
Sick.
Oh, one support knocked out, taken out. Huhi pretty bursted.
Getting ganked 3 minutes with the wave frozen against him, teleporting back, dying again, still having the wave frozen against him. And then we look back up and it's actually rumbled at 60.
Expected him to bleed more, and it does give, he should get a lot of credit for being able to be stable here. And
interesting spot.
Coming into the bush, channel of the Q. Pioshik just finds 2 more members of Golden Guardians waiting for his summit. Now down with the flamethrower. Pioshik has fallen, and Core JJ.
So he thought maybe he'd get away there. Unfortunately, no.
Oh, lock onto Huhi, who crash downs away from it, stuns both with the Q. And now Summit venturing forward. Licorice was waiting with the leap. Double stun onto Core JJ, and Summit heal has been popped. Huhi trying to go on back in, goes golden, leaves an opening for Licorice to hop onto Summit before being knocked back. A stun onto stun after stun after stun to make kill for kill. Core JJ.
2-0. He's giga rich.
Did mid die? Actually, I didn't see. I think something happened.
Yeah, I think we'll see a replay.
Now that we're starting to see him in the thick of it with the rest of the team. Licorice hopping on back, wants to keep this turret alive, but Pyosha queuing in. River is here in the mist.
They got him.
He starts to come through with a Heartbreaker. Now River's come to play with Gory on the teleport. Emperor's Divide to knock Pyosha into River's grasp. The reset is good, and Core JJ will be the next to fall. Gory teleport for Golden Guardians, I mean their team is in full force. Summit does not have TP to rejoin this fight. APA first stepping up. Trying to create some space with a death ray.
They get it.
Good path marked around the pit and into the back. Multiple stunned up, but in the end, Pyosha centered among everyone.
Like you said, they don't have a jungler, so maybe River tries to go for a steal.
Yeah.
But dying here, even if he gets the steal, if he dies here, it's really bad for Golden Guardian side because they have Baron. They want to use
Very
that.
smart move by River to not go for the steal. And I also kind of really like the fact that Licorice is able to get this wave and that solo turtle.
Big reason that he picked this champion in the first place. So I think that that's going to be his purpose now, is continue pressuring that side lane. And I don't think either Victor or Rumble can deal with Jackson.
They'll take it with ease. Again, that was only the third dragon of the game, so even though Team Liquid pick it up, Golden Guardians don't seem too worried about the stacking. Summit trying to offset Licorice in that mid lane since he put so much work in up top. They want to push up towards the inhibitor turrets if they can.
Yeah, Golden Guardians is just playing on 2 lanes right now and, you know, trying to break open these inner turrets, and that's pretty standard Baron play. Oh, they're actually just diving too.
Okay. Bot side, oh, there you go. River's gonna pop off again. Yawn trying to escape. A flay away from Core JJ keeps him safe. Death sentence lands onto Gory, but they're going for the turret now. Should be able to burn it. Summit, no teleport, pushing down mid, seeing if he can trade back with a turret of his own, but it's an inhibitor that falls in the favor of Golden Guardians.
Hey, Summit got a kill. Again onto APA and really making it a hard game for him.
Yeah, that kill from Summit still left him wounded. Enough for Gory to follow up. Has the ult if needed. Does not need it. So takes the kill.
Really just hoping the Golden Guardians overplays their hand a bit.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow thrown by Stixay, seeing if they do find an opening, but at the very Liquid. Oh, and Gory making sure to block off that death sentence. But I think as a leader, as who he ventures down with Golden Guardians, he's been very adaptable. There's some intricacies to being a good communicator, but also that adaptability as Golden Guardians.
A lot smaller, right? So I think that that's kind of just, I guess, the best way to play League, right?
And fight here. That's interesting.
Yes, GA.
River goes in, followed up by Gory. Jan steps back to Moonlight Vigil, but River finds him in the end, and who he zoned up. APA Summit goes into stasis. A GA popped here as well for the GG side. Double kill afforded to Gory, and Golden Guardians, they get the ace, and they're looking to take the game.
River is smurfing this game, just like start to finish. That looked so silly, but he had his GA, he knew exactly what he was doing, and they totally wiped him.
They showed confidence, you know? It was just confidence that he knew they were too far. He knew they were inting, you know? Like, he saw the angle. Despite, even if he dies, his team should be able to, you know, funnel in there, clean them up, and win them the fight. And that's really well played to River.
A strong lead for River transforms into a strong game for Golden Guardians.
11-5 Golden Guardians extend their best.
And again, it is, you know, having that lockdown for that Rumble ult, which is so powerful.
Okay, we've got the final pick of the draft, the Caster Minion. Always got to count them. In every Nico game, we got to count them.
How many Caster Minions are supposed to be in a brush?
Ooh, Insanity with the flash for the engage, and Boogie's ready to follow it up. It's first blood over to TSM, and they found it on the enemy jungler. Now I'm thinking it's green light for the Drake.
That was a really big kill. Get the first blood. It's on the enemy jungler, as you say, so they're going to be able to grab this dragon. FlyQuest had started to open up a pretty large gold advantage, but they're going to look for another fight.
Ooh, Vulcan just gets jumped on by Chime, but Chime's the one to drop. Nicely done from Fly. They don't really care. Nobody from TSM is around to stop this. You can see the recall being completed there from Chime to go back to
Vulcan there. Vikla arrives, Prince arrives. We're back to live, and Insanity's looking like he's gone.
He's trying to get away from the depth charge, but it ain't happening. Vulcan gets the kill. They wanted to give it to Vikla, but you'll still take a freebie. FlyQuest up over 2,000 gold.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to get probably a plate mid lane, if not 2. We'll see if they go for more here on Chime.
Ooh, nice Nice aim there with the dredge line from Vulcan, avoiding the terrain, but still connecting on target with the damage over the wall from Vicla's Shock Blast. That makes it the third kill of the game for Fly, but Vicla's now under pressure. Immediate follow-up from Boogie. Vicla just shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, he came down to actually help him. That would be the safe play, and I think he would have survived had he done it. But, you know, I can understand not expecting Xande to be there as Turtle's just getting roasted.
Oh my goodness, Impact just cooks him. It's Yordle for dinner. And now TSM is trying to kill the chef. Can they get him? Boogie's gonna drop second. Impact says send more men. He is absolutely...
He is not usually a guy to be given the trash talk in game like that, but damn, that is a huge play for him. He already had a bounty before those kills because he was up so much gold from topside. May have gotten caught now.
They're trying it again.
Oh no.
Haunter dives in, but he won't find it. Now Chime is again just the victim of Flame Spitter damage. Impact is end of regular season. I need to qualify. Falling apart here for him. 17 minutes in, not even that. And it's 4,500 gold lead for FlyQuest. They want to make it even more here.
TP.
TSM's bringing a TP into the bottom side. Insanity's ready to try to cut these guys off. FlyQuest recognized and want to escape off to the side. They immediately turn it right back onto Boogie, who dies instantly.
Here's Impact.
Insanity took back in with the dredge line. TSM can't do a thing, and FlyQuest have found their groove.
Nicely done here by FlyQuest. You thought that was going to be a pretty good play, but Prince now looking for something of his own.
It ain't done. Void Seeker into the Killer Instinct. Chime has to flash over the wall just to stay alive.
Is going to be able to get out of there, but a great trade. Super limited from this point, where it's like, do you even want to attack Impact when he has his ulti up?
And you've got to do it in a way that doesn't end up just giving your opponents a chance back into the game.
Absolutely. Spica here on the coverage, but is in trouble.
Spica gonna be jumped on by 3 now. Tries to get back away. Cover fire coming in from Vicla. TSM got no ammo, and FlyQuest brought the army. Boogie drops second. Haunter barely escapes. Now the damage back on a Turtle as he rocket jumps over the wall, trying to get himself out as Insanity pops the Blossom, but it ain't gonna do a damn thing. Prince picks him up, and TSM loses Turtle to a long-range shock blast.
Forcing the flash out of Haunter in that 1v1. Now they're going to take the tier 2.
For Impact, my advice is to just close your eyes because it might not be too pretty. Equalizer's down. Lots more damage coming in now as TSM still can't do it, but the turret has fallen, so Impact will too. Finally, they get him, but it took a 3-man play to get it done. Baron falls on the other side of the map. That's the trade. FlyQuest will take it.
Yep, they are going to be able to get that kill, but it cost them a lot. Turtle gets a turret bounty here in mid lane as well, but is now tagged by Prince, and Prince could look for the Killer Instinct, so I think Turtle's dead.
Yeah, Turtle. Oh, no, man. I can respect trying to Buster shot him away, but Kaiser right in your face like that, you're not even going to get the distance you need. Easy pick up there. You can see Spica just shadowing off to the side. They know that, hey, if you send 3 guys, Impact might die alone. But if a Mumu's there...
Absolutely. You just have them locked down in that equalizer. It is going to absolutely tear you to pieces. TSM just trying to look for trades. They don't feel that they can actually defend the tower, so they're just trying to get a turret bounty up on top side, but it is going to be 2 inhibitors traded for a tier 1 turret bounty.
Yeah.
And FlyQuest are positioning to continue pushing forward here. I think they can look to threaten Nexus turrets, so I don't even know if the top lane tier 1 is going to go down.
Yeah, Insanity is going for the recall. He wants to get back now, but there's already a Nexus turret out of the picture. Maokai ulti flies out, locks down only 1 from FlyQuest, and it's only the support. Paranoia dropped by Boogie, but the equalizer from Impact's gonna do a whole lot more. Insanity's already in stasis, Spica doing the same. Turtle melts, Insanity can't escape. Boogie's hit with a depth charge, and he won't be able to make it back to the fountain before Vicla breaks his jaw with the hammer. It's a double kill back over to FlyQuest mid laner. They are not down yet. They will not go quietly. FlyQuest taking out TSM in 25 minutes.
FlyQuest keeping the...
After being stuck in Renekton jail, he is now allowed to play Gwen instead. And they want to put that one up against the Cassante, I'm sure. Reminder to everybody here, with the regular season coming to a close with only a couple...
is there to punish, so that's going to be awful for FBI. He's going to be losing the stacked wave now.
Oh, Labber gets the pushback, but not close enough to the wall to get a stun. Now Contract's coming back in mid, as Jimenez just says, nope, I'm running away. Back down into the bot side. River flash away from the bandage toss. MNS survives. Yes, he's going to miss out on some minions, which is pretty important, but now Fudge is ready to skip down into the mid lane here. Nice use of the Hallowed Mist to avoid the bandage toss from Contracts. Remember that Contracts already flashed here. He's got no way out. Accelerated Shock Blast going to give MNS the assist on Fudge's first blood. If you won't come because of how aggressive the champion plays. Labber now looking for the move here on Palafox. Crash down finds him. There's the to the skies, and MNS takes him down.
Without bot lane push, so So, I mean, I love seeing this level from MNS. Been a little inconsistent throughout the split, so him being able to eke this lead after absorbing a lot of pressure as
They're
swap
not allowed
lanes.
to do that, actually.
Oh, here we go. Sad.
Well, they're allowed to do this. M&S jumped on a 3v1.
We're doing this to JoJo, kind of just giving that mid lane treatment where they're, using that bot lane to just roam up and constantly force his Blabber's looking.
Blabber forcing out the Featherstorm from FBI, so at least that's not available. But now Palafox getting jumped on by M&S, but he's in a 4v1. M&S, that's not where you need to be, and FBI is getting the money this time. As we're getting towards the end of laning phase, but Blabber's coming bottom. Remember, FBI, there's no ulti on the Xayah. Blabber immediately finding the wall bang. FBI using both summoner spells there. I don't think it's worth it. You're never getting out of that.
Probably be eating up mid lane wave as Palafox is as well. And so that's just going to be a numbers advantage for Cloud9. Easy dragon.
And I like when top laners do this, honestly, a lot of times more than when they actually
Apply
just...
similar pressure here to the bottom lane, but the Herald that Energy got themselves earlier is going to be the X factor. That immediately pops that tier 1 turret in mid as C9 again approach looking for something, but Energy disengage.
Something that I see a lot from Sven as we are seeing a rotation towards top lane, so Fudge is backing away, is that at least when they were trying to look for a pick on mid, FBI was walking forward to clear out the wave. Sven just kind of loops around the turret to
4
force
towers in about 2 minutes there across the map and opening up a nice little...
They're going to secure themselves their second Drake of the game, and Cloud9 are okay with it because they're going to trade some of these turrets back and try to equalize the gold a little bit. Berserker will get solo gold up here in the top lane on that tier 1. Contracts picks up that first Ocean Drake, second Drake of the game.
The Energy can be competitive against C9. It is not playing to the expectation of a really fast-paced, aggressive game.
Sven counterattacking with Magnet Storm as Palafox tried to go in after Berserker, but now it's a massive punish onto Energy as C9.
a lot more discipline, a lot more, I guess, respect to the vision game. Sucks to say after Palafox ended up dying around Baron area, but they were able to kind of dissolve that situation really quick. So
Closing in or something. I'm ready to see some blood in this one. We have another 60 seconds before the Drake, but C9's coming in on contracts. He has to flash over the wall to escape. Teleport's coming in from both sides now. Nice charm from Ignar, ready to lock down M&S. It's the delivery system.
on side lane, so the fact that now they can just punish this way, Baron's starting up here for Cloud9.
Yeah, C9 are saying we know they're on the Dragon. Let's try to rush the Baron instead. Energy's ready to fight him for it. Baron's still at about 8,000. They're not burning it down quickly. Dokla trying to keep Sven and Berserker away. Fudgel's already popping the Hallowed Mist here in the middle of everybody. Now it's Dokla with a massive 4-man engage. Ignar still looking to disengage himself. Now it's Fudge has to go into the stasis. Sven's taken very low. They're finally going to burst him down. First kill of the fight over to Energy. Blabber's in the middle of everybody, and he has to try to escape with a phase rush, but a nice knockback from Dokla. Now he's all out. Now they're all in. Energy have already found the kills they need, and they still want more. M&S trying to fight back. Berserker goes on a killing spree and picks up Dokla. M&S chasing after the enemy AD carry, but he won't be able to find him. Berserker's the last man standing, and Ignar knocks him down. C9's only got 1 man left.
On it, and Cloud9 just make the call that we need to force that Baron. We need to make something happen here.
That much damage when not even participating at the initial point of it really speaks volumes to how much time Energy bought for their dragon takers there.
Yeah, and now they're on Soul Point right there, 1 dragon away from an Ocean Soul. They're 4K up because they kill off Cloud9, they get the dragon, they get the Baron. So at the end of the day, they took absolutely everything from this scenario. Cloud9 had slowly worked their way back into a pretty good spot. They decided to really force it at the Baron, but it all went bad.
So one little bit of a problem with Energy's lane allocations here, because Dokla was the one off to the side in the Thor 1. He's the only one who doesn't have the Baron because he's the only one who died in the team fight. So that means they didn't have 2 empowered lanes. Now they're grouped up as 5. Tier 3 turrets already down to 1/3. Sven goes in with a Magnet Storm on to 3. A little bit of damage onto contracts, but he won't die yet. And Sven's already down in the counterattack. Energy are ready to go in for the full dive, but they've already lost Dokla. Fudge is ready to snip them down. C9 has 1, 2 for 1. Wants to try to poke at these guys. Energy starting up the Dragon. Dokla's ready to frontline. Notice the Q3 charged up. The Intofo strikes
Dragon's
are ready for the
going down,
knockback. M&S with a shock blast over the wall. Poppy Copter's ready to fly, but where is it gonna land? Oh, nice! Unstoppable from Dokla to guarantee that it won't work. Now Blabber's stuck in the middle. All out from Dokla brings him back into the waiting arms with a nice re-engage coming out from Sven. Energy have to try to regroup now as they've managed to put a man into the back line, and FBI's taking out Sven. M&S and the rest of C9 trying to fire back, but contracts won't drop just yet. Kill back on the Fudge coming out from FBI. Energy are gonna take the fight. They're gonna take the Drake. They're gonna take the Soul. They're gonna take everything from C9.
Man, Energy playing for space there. That block from Blabber's
All contracts along with the DPS from the Xayah means everybody else can just play spoiler to a C9 entrance. Free Baron for Energy.
Been the case. Energy has been able to find the better fights, has been able to execute really well when it has mattered most.
Immediately, Dokla recognized, took full bot lane turret at the same time. So whenever his name's called up, he goes for it. So it's nice to see turret.
Easy to just jump in there with the distortion to proc the Lich Bane. Immediately gives you your escape back as well if they try to stop you. Mid lane tier 3 is down, bot lane tier 3 is down, top lane tier 3 is down. All inhibitors are up, but all inhibitors are exposed. Energy's got to be careful now. Their AD carry's already at half HP. Another block from Dokla, stopping the Keeper's Verdict from finding an ejection as Blabber's already down to 1/4 HP. They're going to kill him before the fight even starts. Not quite enough. C9's jungler survived. Fudge is 1v2ing against Palafox and Dokla. The stasis buys a moment. He's still alive and drain tanking, but Palafox picks him up. Now it's a 5v4 on the Rift, favoring Energy once again.
Yeah, and Cloud9, I think they are running out of time quickly in this one. Dokla gonna TP back. Survives with the use of that Gargoyle Stone Plate, and they are pushing in here with the Ocean Soul.
I think Energy just wants to end it here. They know they got 45 seconds until Fudge is back alive. Critically missing all the ultis except for LeBlanc. So Energy's got to make sure they don't just give this one away. Sven Magnet Storm is the big thing to look out for. But once again, Dokla on the front line doing a great job with these path makers, clearing the way for the rest of Energy. A little bit more poke from the static Shiv of LeBlanc, keeping those health bars on C9 just getting more and more dented down as Dokla finds Sven on the front again, down to about half HP here for the support. Energy waiting on minion waves. First one arrives here in mid. More are coming up through the sides. 10 seconds left on Fudge. Energy have to decide if they still want to try to force this. Ultis are going to be coming back up soon, but now, yeah, there's the knockback. Counter engage from Sven onto 4. C9 looking for their moment now as they find the damage onto Palafox, but won't be able to kill him off before he goes back into the stasis. Here fighting back as FBI goes unstoppable. Berserker needs to find a whole lot of damage here, but he's going to be shut down instead. Fudge is still snipping as Palafox and Dokla are the last two standing for the side of Energy. C9's last stand, but they're still standing. Energy trying to stay alive as Palafox jumps back from the wall. He finds one, but he won't find the last. C9, hold on!
Cloud9 get the ace. Look at their health. They got nothing left. The base is in shambles.
Asante, another team fight, another day. Let's see if Cloud9 can take it back.
Now the problem here for C9 is all that pressure heading towards their base. It's double super minions in every lane. Energy knows that they're the ones who can play it more slowly, so C9 are the first into the Drake pit. They're ready to try to go for this. Palafox going after M&S. He might just try to end the game. He's already killed the enemy mid laner. The rest of Energy just has to buy some time. Ignar trying to disengage again as C9 goes for the fight. It's a 4v2 here in the middle as Ignar has to get back around the side. FBI trying to get back in the way. They just gotta buy some time. The Nexus turrets are already falling. C9, your Nexus, C9, it's under attack. They may have won the fight, but it's Energy winning the game. LeBlanc, the Tower Terror, will take the Nexus, and Energy will take the game.
Palafox finds his moment there. Gwen is going to be, I think, a bit of a wrench in the gear here, as it is something that can play through side lane. You could potentially look towards 1-3-1. Right there, looking to have a deep run there, looking to try to win a championship. Santorin, though, looking for a gank here early on, and Busio's way up.
Yeah, Busio only level 2 on the Renata, way far forward, and you can see Santorin, no smite available, so he's just going to have to auto-attack the thing to death. One more schmack. There we go. First drink of the game, picked up for 100 Thieves. At least none of the jungle items gives you a garbage bag. It was
actually, to be honest, I would be kind of down for the garbage bags.
Oh man, Sunday's in the garbage bag now.
Once you're at the dragon, so 100 Thieves at the very least will grab the second dragon of the game. We'll see what kind of soul it's going to be.
Co-workers are asking him how he is. He's like, yep. I'm here. Yeah. All right, the 4-man dive onto Someday here in the top lane as the Nature's Grasp is not going to lock down Dignitas in time to prevent the death, but it will at least get one back. Oh no, it's only a turret kill on Poom, so it's not a true kill back for 100 Thieves. Quick
low tower. Jensen's just going to be able to satchel that easy peasy. Might even hold on to it, so they want to go for the tier 2.
Yeah, they didn't even need the satchel for that when that second Herald charge has plenty of firepower behind it. Here we go. Satchel just about armed, and there it is. 1-2 punch. Dignitas are in the river. Doublelift losing half his HP there to Tomo as he and Poom and Santorin are in a 3v4 that they happen to be winning right now. Featherstorm's already uses the depth charge, forces out the flash from Doublelift. Rich is ready to come in from the side. The ulti from Busio will not dissuade Dignitas, who killed.
Great Asante game here, and Dignitas will stop the stack towards Soul here. Jensen's going to get the tier 1, no problem. So it is now 4. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to make that drain taking that much harder, and we're seeing them fight in bot side.
All right, let's go. Rich is all out. He's ready to take this fight to Someday, who has that third charge of the ulti. Doesn't get enough healing as he'd like from it, and now Tomo jumps in with a killer instinct. There's the Acathian rain, and when it rains, it for 100 Thieves. The first 2 Drakes that you got, instead of being a win condition, now just becomes more of its own insurance policy of, hey, at least they won't have the soul early. This has an opportunity to force the Baron. Poom's going to go ahead and take that Mega Blast Cone back over the wall. They'll clear out the vision. 100 Thieves are now summoned to the pit. Can they try to stop this? The Baron will die rather quickly. It's dropping real fast, buddy. There it goes. The Baron, secured by Santorin and Dignitas. As the stand and fight, 5-man defense versus the 4-man push of Dig. Because Jensen is still over in mid, he'll be able to take down these turrets all on his own. Look at that tier 3, nearly dead just from the little bit of time that Jensen was exposed to it. And now the rest of Dig can apply the pressure back in the bottom lane. Someday barely clears out that mid lane cannon before we can do anything. Maokai ult used defensively from closer to not a great effect, as Rich and Santorin are still plenty healthy enough to tank on the front line. Nice damage there onto Tomo. Quid landing a shock blast means the enemy AD carry has to back up a little bit, but it's double enchanted cannon minions. Those are going to do all the work, and the first tier 3 turret will fall here in bottom lane. Someday coming in from the side, checking to see if there might be an angle, but no, not yet. Tomo's still low. That's the one concern here for Dignitas. They got to make sure that their AD carry just doesn't die instantly, but they're doing a good job making it so they just...
Looking for a fight.
Yeah, Santorin found the Glacial Prison on Quid, but unfortunately, he was imprisoned on top of the Mega Blast Cone, so Dignitas just going to 5-man the Drake. 100 Thieves has no way to contest it. Someday's going to get the tier 2 in top lane, and now we have the recall from Jensen here for 100 Thieves.
Absolutely, and hey, even if he can just get in that backline and zone those carries off, they don't have a tremendous amount of damage in the rest of the squad, so that could maybe open up a window. And now they're going to TP in. They're going to try to look for something.
Oh, but Doublelift might already die. The bomb coming in from downtown. Doublelift potentially saved, but no, sir, it won't be enough. But Someday's trying to fight back. The snip. He's 1v4, and he's doing a hell of a lot of damage, and Rich won't be able to find anything back. This is what I was talking about. Someday is the X factor. It
looked like a sure loss for a long time. It is going to be a big amount of pressure, though, on 100 Thieves in these next couple of minutes, and Quid almost gets caught.
Santorin wanting to jump in here, but he loses a lot of HP very rapidly. Someday's already cut him down, and now Poom's in the middle of 4 players. Jensen's bomb does a decent amount of damage, but Rich goes all out against Someday. He tries to get a kill on Tomo, but no! The Gwen. Now Rich goes back over the wall. He's going to be the tank now. Tomo no longer having the damage debuff, but Quid is rejoined. Accelerated Shock Blast. Jensen's in danger. Pathmaker from Rich to buy enough time for the carries to escape. Tomo kills Closer with a long-range Void Seeker. Rich survives so swiftly. Just to Tomo's damage alone, the power of the plasma procs and everything from Kaisa, way too simple. But that
Ziggs.
It's scary versus Ziggs, but they also have the Renata and Maokai combo for themselves. There goes the Maokai ulti. 100 Thieves looking to try to secure the Baron, and Santorin and Rich tank up here on the front line. Mega Inferno Bomb not going to find any target. 100 Thieves securing the Baron for themselves. Very low HP here on Santorin. Void Seeker coming out. It lands on the Closer. Quid tries to escape. The depth charge chases after him, but where's the follow-up? Tomo coming in with a killer instinct, and Quid drops to Cassante. Now a target who is CC'd by Santorin or Poom or Rich. Dignitas has this CC, but they also have a rapidly evap snip. It's the Elder, started up by Jensen and the rest of Dignitas. They've already got it down below half HP. It might just be a flip over the Elder. Closer's still alive, but he's very, very low, and he has no flash. Someday coming in through the pit. Poom in the front line, but Doublelift's already killed him. Super Mega Inferno Bomb, not going to find it just yet. The Dragon goes the way of Dig. Doublelift tries to get away. A little bit more damage, ain't quite going to find him, but there's the Elder shutdown. Dignitas winning the fight. They've already killed 2. Looking for the last bit of them. Rich gets a double kill with the Elder Laser.
It is really only up to Someday, but he's got no ult, he's got no flash, and I think he's got no chance.
No Zonias either. It's a nigh impossible task. It got really scary for Dignitas here for a while, but now they're looking to end the game. Someday drops the Hallowed Mist, but it's 100 Thieves dropping before Dignitas. It took 42 minutes, but Dignitas just took out the Thieves and punched their ticket to playoffs.
Dignitas get a big win here over 100 Thieves. They were tied with